guys? I'm the sanely insane guy who some might already know and some others don't. And in this video, I want to speak about one of my a million theories in life. And what is that theory? That theory is that I believe that coincidence don't exist, purposes do. Everything that happens in life, it's by a path, For us, it's like a Game of Thrones moment. It's like an Until Dawn moment. It's like you make this choice or you make this choice. But then for me, it's like I have a strong belief in God. So for me, it's like everything that happens in life, what happens tomorrow, the day after, it's all from God's plan. You see, for example, yesterday, because now we're the ninth, yesterday was 8th. I was driving back home. I was with my family. And as I'm on the highway, I was like, I'm coming down the highway. I'm going 90. And then, like, there's like, sometimes you have like a sharp curve like this, but a highway, it's like 4 or 5 lanes. This one was 5 lanes, but you can only use no, I think it was 4 lanes. You could only use 3 of them, or maybe it was 4 open. Fuck, minus the fucking point. But I was in like not the furthest lane to the left, but the one beside that, and I'm coming down, but it's like a curve, so I could see the cars on the left are stopped, but my lane is still open, so I'm like, fine. But as I'm coming, I see these Tesla drivers, because these fucking Tesla drivers, I tell you, these Tesla drivers, every Tesla driver drives like they're a maniac. Like every Tesla driver I see on the street, they don't have no type of fucking brain power. Like they just drive a car and it's a fucking Tesla, and then their brains just freaking the energy that the car takes there, it sucks up the energy from their damn brain. So I'm coming down, I'm going 90. If you guys know, stopping from 90, it's a hard break, okay? So I'm coming down, and as I'm coming down, I just peep, like the corner is just about to finish, and the Tesla driver starts coming out. No indicator, nothing, just decides to come out last fucking second. I had to start braking, really, like I had to start braking. The thing is, my mom was beside me. My mom's head was down, but as she picked her head up, I said, whoa, because like I started slowing down. And then my mom, she's like, me, here's the thing. Me, I was like very calm, cool, because I know it's when you get heated and like scared, that's when you start to panic. But me, I'm a very level-headed person. So as I see him do that, I start braking immediately. I know my car has good brakes, so I was not worrying about it. Even coming down from 90, I got very close to him. But the thing is, I wasn't going to swerve out the way, because like me swerving, if there was cars moving as fast as I was, then not only am I going to risk the life of my family who's in the car, but now the people beside me, they're also going to be in danger. So let me brake, and the most I could do is hit the back of this Tesla. Everyone's seat buckled up, so let the damage be lessened rather than worsened by me swerving. So as I go there, like as I start braking, I'm very quiet. My heart's not pounding or nothing. I'm just, again, very level-headed, very calm, because that's just the person I've learned to be, very patient, very calm. But then it's when my mom picks up her head, she lets out like a scream, and then she's like, no. And then, like, of course, the kids in the car get scared, because that's why I didn't make noise, because I know me panicking will make others panic. And then when my mom made the noise, my siblings obviously got scared. And then me, that's the only second my heart started pounding, because I seen her like reach over. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I hope you don't grab the wheel, because then it's going to make it worse. But then she like slams on the horn, and then she's like loud, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, no, 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 you don't do that. You have to honk. You have to honk. Me, I have to control the wheel. I would prefer control the wheel. This guy, I know he seen me coming. But regardless of me honking, that boy was not moving any faster. So, and mind you, my car has an emergency brake, so my car was going to brake regardless of whether I stopped at like minus, pulled it down to 0 or not. So I hit that shit, but again, I was very calm. But you see, I feel like that was a part of, like, that was not a coincidence. That was a purpose. Like, that was meant to happen, because it was just a part of a plan. And it's like, if, and the reason I say that story is because the reason why I didn't get scared is because I know that if something were meant to happen right there to all of us, that would have been a part of God's plan, and there was nothing that we could do about it. Whether I swerved out the way, if it was meant to be the end there, me swerving, it would have ended with me swerving there. Or me pulling and just slamming the back of that Tesla, it would have ended there. But regardless, if that were meant to be my end, it would have ended, you know? And that's why I feel like, Again, coincidences don't exist. It's about purpose. And you see, that's also why I feel like deja vu's happened. You felt like, oh, I did this before. And maybe you feel like you did that before because you did. Because your path is already designated. God knows what you are meant to do tomorrow. God knows what's to come. And all because God is the all seeing. That's the thing about it. And again, if he has all of our plans written down, it's like wherever we go in life, he knows where we're going to go. That's why I have no fear in my body. I have no fear. I'm not scared of death. These things, they don't scare me because I just know if I were meant to die, that would have been it. That's how things would have meant to, like, it would have went that way because it was up to God. That's not for me to decide. How my life goes is not for me to decide, you know. And that's why I feel like, even some people who you see, they get shot like over and over and over, but they don't die. I feel like some people, how can you get stabbed, shot all those times and survive, is because you were not meant to die. That was not your time. It was not your time. And if your time were to come, it would have been that. If I were to go to sleep tonight and I wasn't supposed to wake up, well, that's a part of the plan. That's a part of God's plan. It's inevitable. And I feel like, again, what's to come, it's inevitable because it all comes from a plan. For us, it's like a two-choice thing. But, if I were to go down a path of good rather than a path of chaos, or a path of chaos, God knows what path that I would have chose. Regardless of what I choose, he knew what I was going to choose regardless. And I feel like that's why he is the most powerful, all seeing, most merciful, most powerful. Like, he knows it all. He knows everywhere that we're gonna go in life. There was something else I was gonna say. Frick, I feel like I'm gonna start writing down things and then going off like that because it's gonna help me like get my ideas out better. But that's why I feel like in life there's no point of being scared because what was meant to happen to you, it would have happened. If you can't just completely rid yourself of fear. You get on that roller coaster, you're scared of heights, of course you're going to be scared regardless. But if that roller coaster were meant to malfunction and you were not meant to survive that, well, it was a part of God's plan. Again, inevitable. Nothing you could do about it. Those people who you want to love, who hurt you instead, and they make themselves realizations to you of what you couldn't have, it's God's plan. God doesn't allow you to be comfortable in places that you're not meant to be. That's why people are either lessons or reasons. Because, well, that's because the people who are here and the people who left and the people we're soon to meet, it's for a reason. The reason why things didn't work out with that individual was because it wasn't meant to be. They were meant to teach you about things about yourself, teach you how to protect yourself, how to actually love yourself. But God knew already what you were going to go through. And I'm not trying to push religion on you guys, but this is in this video, I'm more speaking of my beliefs and things. But I just feel like everything goes by a script. And again, I feel like that's why deja vus exist. We feel like we lived this day. That's because our future self already did. And our future self is that part of us that is already in the script, in the book of, the book that God knows of, where we're going to go and how we're going to maneuver and how things go for us. Those deja vus are moments that we did live. I know I might sound crazy, but I feel like what I'm saying makes sense. But nonetheless, everything in life, it's for a purpose. It is. I really don't believe in mere coincidences. I feel like everything is for a reason. And I've seen countless times of God like the saying that God doesn't allow you to be comfortable in a situation you're not meant to be in. I've seen it countless times for myself. And I truly believe it because, again, when you're experiencing something, when you're seeing something from the outside, like judging a book by its cover rather than reading it and being in the book, being the author, being the one to actually live through the story, it's another feeling. That's why when I lived through the meaning of it and I seen how it actually felt, there was no way I could go against something that's right in front of my face. This is why we have to stop ignoring things that present themselves right in front of us. It's there for a reason. So take the signs and go by them. And don't try to force yourself into places you're not meant to be. Don't. You're being protected. When your body is telling you don't go someplace, don't do this, you have a gut feeling you're about to go somewhere, and something's telling you don't go, don't go, don't go, that you're being protected is what it is. Okay? That's my message for today. I'm not crazy yet. Not yet.